folks. And what? How y'all doing tonight? We are here at 420 with the best and funnest person in 21, Fun Time Bob.
Hey everyone,
Yeah,
how you
and
doing?
yeah, and the guest host is none other than the Candy Ma'am,
Hello.
the superior Candy.
I try.
Oh,
Uh,
someone said candy. Get
Uh
right.
oh. Get ready, guys.
all
We're
right,
about to have a fun time in about
Going
7 minutes
down.
when it kicks in.
all right. So just to explain to some people what's going on, um, Bob is also, if you bid 100 bits, he is going to take a shot of 10-year-old Jack Daniels whiskey holiday select from 2011.
Yeah, you can get it for $500, or have a good friend like John Calais and have him send you one for joining the higher class.
Yeah, and
What?
Yeah,
but
we get free gifts like that, man.
yeah,
What does the Rat Pack give out?
Well, we cannot disclose that at this time.
and
Oh,
if you want to see him chug the whole bottle, we have a sub goal. If we get to send subs in this hour, he will chug the whole bottle. We have one because Evil Ed resubbed again.
oh no, Evil Ed's just gonna buy all the buy
Oh
all
no,
the
he wants
thing.
to see you
Oh,
on
I
the floor.
actually messed up
Oh,
these.
Cherry.
Let me fix that. All right, let me go back to here. I messed up things. So, Bob, we should ask. Why don't we start with how you got started in the game?
All right, so
Ep- And
oh,
boy,
all right,
Start your engines.
got to get the party started a little bit.
I like how
Um,
Trash Man faked cheered to try to trick you into it, but at least
oh, how
showing.
garbage.
Well, fitting.
How garbage of the trash man.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so as you know, I'm friends with Matt and Dave. Um, and they went to Origins. I believe it was 2016 or 2017, if I'm not mistaken. It was like one of the earlier ones. And they saw and demoed it, but they ended up picking up some of the Chinese food boxes. They didn't really play it though, they just bought in like, oh, it looked cool, support a small game. They came back like maybe a year or two later, and they ended up buying Steve's binder from him at Origins.
Oh, there's another shot from the Trash Man.
Okay, I just keep them counting on what, and when I'm done talking, I'll fill it up and
All
shoot
right,
them.
sounds good.
So they kept on saying because at the time, I just came back from California because I lived in California for a little bit, and they're like, man, you got to try this game. I'm like gosh, I just had a kid born, it's hard to come out every week, all that stuff, trying to get my feet back on the ground, like being back in Cleveland. And they're like, no, we're shooting promos, we're doing all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, you guys got into some weird LARPing stuff, man. Like, what the heck's going on? So, we're going to be doing suplexes on tables on each other. So, time goes by. I come up to the shop. I get thrown John Gargano. I got a soft spot for him because he is from Cleveland. So, I play. I instantly get hooked. So I think it seemed like the next week, Doug and Perry were having their release party for Eddie Fury and the Salty Sailor. So the next week I was going to Vegas anyway, so I paid them a visit, and here I am now. I love it. It's stupid fun. I always talk about it to people. And a lot of people put too much into it. They're forgetting what we're supposed to be doing. It's a stupid fun game. Just try to have some fun. You can overcommit, you can undercommit, I mean, some people live it, I mean, paying their whole paycheck into it, but, it's all about the passion. So even people that are over invested into it, that's them getting fun out of the game. And they're also supporting Steve, which is amazing. All right, how many shots?
Two shots.
Two shots.
One from the trash man, and then one from Evil Ed.
Oh, do we have a medic standing by?
I love the
Oh,
shot glass though. The shot glass is awesome. The little.
Hoffer House.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Young
Next
Allergy
question.
would like to know Project Pat or Juicy J.
Ooh, I mean, we've always been, a fan of the chicken hits. But I would have to say Juicy J. You know, I mean, he has a wider catalog than Project Pat. It seemed like Project Pat came out with like 2 albums and 2 mixtapes, and then he just like flew the coop. Maybe the chicken head flew the coop.
All right. So we have a question from the cannoli.
Oh no, that guy.
Hiya, Bob.
Oh, why do I gotta see your face? What's
I
up?
love his face.
I love my face. Hey, man. And give me your top 3 favorite male wrestlers and top 3 favorite female wrestlers.
Well, my first favorite male wrestler is Nyla Rose. No, just kidding. I would say, are we going current? Or are we
All
going
time. All time.
all time? Okay. Quick without me thinking, Macho Man Roddy Piper, Ric Flair. Yeah. And you said top female?
Yes.
Geez. I really like what Abaddon's been doing, but that's just like a special mention. I will say, man. Jeez. You're killing me. Now I got dead air. I would say, oh man. I think Asuka's like one of the best, and it's really hard to top her. Like I like Becky Lynch, of course, and I would say the Notorious Mimi would be my third.
Right. Thanks,
Zach,
Bob.
break. It is time for a shot on the Beast, Michael Kerr.
All right, here you go, Beastie Boy. Oh man, I overpoured. There you go.
Yeah.
There.
All right.
So, are we gonna get to the juicy questions? Bob?
Like, what is the juicy questions?
Well,
I mean-
there's one from Man Custodian.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah, which, well, we all love him.
of course.
So Bob, first off, he loves you, man. You're a
I love
fantastic
him.
individual. What was your main driving force for joining what is basically the biggest faction in the LFF?
It's kind of like a song because like after first GG, Clays was like, man, you should really, I want to work with you and everything like that. We actually have mutual admiration, but I was just starting out. I doubted my abilities and everything, and plus we had something good going in Cleveland at the time. So we move on. Me and Dave had a little bit of our differences. I joined KSW. Calais was like, you shouldn't have joined KSW, you should have joined us. Moving on from there, going to John Con that year, he asked me at the bar, hey Bob, you want to join higher class? Oh, well, at the same time, at the time it was Inner Circle. And I was like, I don't want to be like jumping from, thing, so I will, but later on. And the time presented itself, and here I am. I never asked to be a part of it. You know, it's just me and Calais really get along, and you know, we have a lot of good times we shared with each other. So you
Mhm.
know, loyalty is loyalty, and that means a lot to certain people in these days.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, you're
Hmm.
one of those factions where everyone in it has to be in agreement to let you in. So
Oh yeah,
shows
there's
you
only
how
one way
much
to
love.
get in,
Yep.
and everybody has to be thumbs up. One person votes thumbs down, you're out.
Yep. Yeah.
Who's your favorite person in there?
Uh, wow, you're asking me to pick between my
I was
children.
asking what the
You
people want
know,
to know.
you know, it's it's easy. It's an easy thing to say Pete because Pete's amazing. But I'm gonna go with Chad Gropak. You know, uh,
Oh,
he managed. I have really quick wit, and sometimes Chad just like sneaks in there like so fast, and I'm like, what the heck? I wasn't even done typing my joke, and the zing right out of it. So
yeah.
I love Chad a lot. Me and him got really close. I stabbed him in the back at the first grand gathering. Yeah, he just recently forgave me about that, but you know, A2 grow pack A2.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's easier to finish people's jokes when you can see into the future.
Oh, I know.
It's not fair.
He's literal genius. I swear. And he types that quick. If you put him and Russ next to each other in a typing contest, Grupp would win because Grupp doesn't mistype stuff. Russ,
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. It's like a scramble trying to figure out a word jumble trying to figure out some of the things Rust sends.
yeah,
Mhm.
but Russ is the
So
best. So,
Oh
when
yeah.
I
Oh
first
god, yes. We got
when I
mhm.
first
Thunderlets in the
joined,
chat
oh
peeping out your answers though for his roommate. So
oh
Oh, you know the invitation still stands, Danny. You know, I'll put you up. You want to move to Cleveland? I'll put you up until you get on your feet, buddy.
what a gem. So when I first joined the community, you and Matt Nealon popped out at me. Like it was all the crazy promos of Matt losing his memory and you helping him. Like the bond that you guys have is so beautiful and obvious that you guys are close. So I'd love to know the story behind your friendship and how you guys met.
Oh, jeez. So we were playing HeroClix at the time, and I was just playing it with my brother and my friend at the time. And you know, I'm like, oh man, I'm getting tired of playing just these three people. So I decided to go on online, and I found this group that was going up to our local store. And you know, I messaged because they had like a little web page. So I messaged them and I was like, hey, you know, what days you guys meet up and all that stuff. You know, I'd like to play. And here they thought I was just like this crazy stalker who has found them on the internet and everything. So they're just like, hey, this weird guy wants to come and play. You know, because that's back when, you know, you didn't do that because
Yeah.
there wasn't like Facebook or anything, you know. So you know, I ended up coming up a couple times, making a couple of trades with them, and me and Matt like kind of like hit it off from there. Um, I, I'll have to save the story of how we got so close for another time, but you know, it, no, it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's like morally like crazily
Yeah.
bad. I discussed that, you know.
Mhm.
So, because he thought I was joking, but I wasn't joking. I was actually hacked. So,
Oh my god. Yeah,
yeah,
I would love
so,
to hear the story at some
yeah,
point.
I'll tell you another time. But you know, ever since then, you know, you know, it's hard to talk about him, but he's like my rock. There's things like me and him shared with each other that we don't share with anyone else. You know, we're usually like on the same temperature about everything, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, and us being two 40-year-old guys with you know families, you know, it's good to have a punching bag at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know,
And
you
that
have a
comes
bad day,
across.
call each other. Yeah.
We can see that. At least
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like you can tell you guys are brothers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's more than friendship. We're family.
Yeah, exactly. Now
Right.
Booker,
Yeah.
on the other hand,
Yeah,
I
well,
love him.
let's talk about Booker.
You know, you guys can say what you want about Booker, and yeah, he is an asshole. But you know, that man has a heart of gold.
he does.
Um,
And you know what? I have seen it
yeah,
in a couple of ways that we'll
right.
save for the future, but
Yeah,
he's a good
but
guy.
you know,
I can't say
if you
anything bad
want
about him.
to kill kayfabe or anything like that, you know, it's he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I mean,
but you know, Booker Mania, holy crap, that guy's an idiot.
well, I can't say much bad about him. I'm the one guy in the line he actually likes, so you know.
I know. I
Well,
think everybody
are
likes
you paying him money? Like,
Well, anyway, so Brian Schmidt has a question. So let's get to him in the Zoom.
this guy.
Start your engines.
Hey, man.
Oh, hey, man. How you
Would you lose
doing?
your eyesight?
You
Just a
holding
little
up?
bit. Excuse me. So we've talked before about other things other than SRG. So out of your collection that you have, prized possession, what is it?
You know, there was a time where I wasn't making a lot of money, but Bowen came out with the Thanos statue.
Yeah.
It was like one of my very first statues. It came out in like, you know, 2001 or 2002. And, you know, it was like, I saved up a lot, and my mother actually helped pay for it too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's something that's really near and dear to my heart. And, you know, it's something I love, you know. I mean, I always, it kind of combos into, I've always been a Thanos fan. You know, when Ray was creating his character, he was asking me, you know, stuff about it, you know. It was like throwing stuff back and forth because I was gonna make a Thanos character, but I was like, you know, I just want to make myself, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say my Thanos statue is probably one of my prized possessions. Besides, even though children aren't possessions, you know, my son is like the greatest thing in my life.
Mhm.
Now, has your collection, what you do, have you started that with your son too? Like little things here and there, like
So it seems like every time I go to the store, I end up coming home with about 4 to 5 Hot Wheels anymore, and also Transformers. So it's a little ridiculous right now, but you know, it's like, you know, I grew up, you know, poor, and you know, some can say I'm spoiling the kid, but you know, as long as he appreciates it, I'll always buy stuff for him. You know, and I'm trying to teach him collecting too, because I mean, all my stuff that I did have when I was a kid, man, that stuff goes for like $2,000 now. It's like, yeah, keep it nice and sell it for college, yeah, you know.
Diecast Optimus is worth like, I forget how much it was. Like
I just sold them for like $300, dude. So.
Oh wow.
All right, I'm gonna get ready for Dojo.
All right.
Wait, hold on,
this
Bob.
one's for you, Schmidt. You didn't pay the bid, but hey, buddy.
Hey.
All right. Woo!
Woo! Bye, man.
Bye, man.
Bye.
All right.
And now this one's for talking to Schmidt. Yeah.
Start your engines.
Oh, good old Schmidt.
Yeah. So the cool thing about that is, are you going to be getting that $700 Optimus that transforms himself?
So, you know, Dave is actually buying that. So
Okay.
I told him I will pay him money to play with it. You know, like just so I can get my time with it.
Yeah.
You know.
A toy rental service. That makes sense.
You know, and you know, I think it's really awesome. But you know, $700 could be like, you know, also like 35 Transformers. So
yeah,
And
How
I won't
is
be,
that life size by any chance? Like, I mean,
it's
not like
19
real.
inches.
Oh,
It's
19. Okay.
19 inches.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I wasn't sure if
and
it was like blow up girl size or anything.
and
Blow
I
up,
think,
girl.
yeah,
That's really what the first thing you thought of to compare it to.
I
like a
mean,
real
if
doll.
you're gonna rent it to spend time with it.
I mean, whatever. I mean, sounds fun to me.
More
Oh
fun
my
in
God.
Says
21,
the
baby.
guy who had a profile picture of a blow up doll with a hot dog suit on it.
Apparently, the face Mark Sylvia was gonna ask the same question.
Oh, he would. He
Oh,
would.
okay. Now, see, I'm not gonna shame anyone for that, but I feel like it's just like a total like indulgent piece.
Yeah.
Like come over here so you can play. Look what my Optimus does. There's only so many times you can do that, before, And I mean, it's cool. Is it the best representation of Prime? No. For $500 you can get the masterpiece. Masterpiece is a beautiful piece. But you can't tell it to go, cook you a sandwich or anything like that. So like the $700 one does. But
None of them are, and it's not Rodimus, so
oh
everyone knows
yeah,
Rodimus
exactly.
is the best.
Ramus, I mean, pretty king. However, Starscream, Megatron, that's more my alley.
The villains, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a bad guy lover. They're more fun.
All right. So we did have a question back. Bombada has a question for you. And he did
Mhm.
do a resub, and Nightmare King could turn his camera off. That'd be nice, since we didn't call on him. But anyway, Bavada would like to know what's your view of Bobby Ohio catching up on you.
Start your engines.
Factions joined.
Thanks, Babada. If you're unhappy where you're at, or you feel like you need to go somewhere, you want to join someone else, go ahead and do it. There's no problem with it. I had to break a lot of eggs to get where I'm at. So sometimes you got to make a lot of omelet to see, to get happy. I think I'm at home now.
Okay, you
That's
definitely
very
got to
true.
have fun in the game, and it's very rare for people to get
Right.
it on their first time. I mean, I have, but
Yeah.
Right. And what Booker doesn't see, no one wants him. So,
Fair.
when you're high in demand, when your name is Bobby O, just like Bobby Odell,
Yeah.
Bobby Ohio, people, you just gravitate to the new people all the time because you just want to have fun.
It's called charisma.
Love you, Crowd Meter Champ.
All right. So Big Match Pete has a question of who's your favorite new competitor?
Oh, it's pretty easy. I would say it had to be CP, which
Yes.
was
I love me some Big Match Pete.
Big Match Pete, amazing man.
He poked me.
Oh, he poked
me
you?
good. Oh yeah.
I know. We had a big giggle about it.
It was over quick. It was over quick,
yeah.
but it was worth it.
It's usually how it is.
Well, yeah. So Monday night we were playing it in the locals. I get finger poked in a ladder match, and I couldn't kick out on the fourth round. This world.
Man, that's amazing.
I've been on a cold streak. The last 2 weeks I've rolled average 5. A 5 average of 10 times per match. So it's been pretty rough for me these weeks. But you still got to keep on having fun. Dice is 50% of the game, and sometimes if you bash them too much, it's going to continue to happen. So the dice gods will get me.
Yeah. All right. So switching a little bit away from Super Show, but Canoli likes to do like top 3. So top 3 emo bands.
Oh, I'll say top 3. I'd have to go with Cursive. Domestica is probably one of my favorite albums. oh crap. Promise Ring, Very Emergency is like just a beautiful and fun album. Uh, so many different branches of emo. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why it's an overall to make it really hard.
I'll go with One Line Drawing. It's a singer from Far. He had like a little acoustic group, and I loved all of his stuff.
Acoustic emo is some of the best emo.
Oh yeah, cry your eyes out, kind of deal. Yeah. Or sing at the top of your lungs.
Oh, that's the best. And
Yeah.
after that, you feel so much better.
Oh yeah, and
You really
then
do.
I mean, it kept me away from drinking for years.
Yeah.
Maybe I should listen to more emo instead of drinking.
I know, right?
I'm one of the weird people that actually get like happy listening to emo music. So
Yeah. It brings me back to a fun time. So
yeah, I know. I quite enjoyed going to the 10-year anniversary of the Hawthorne Heights song. Is it Songwriting Apology? I believe their second album.
Mm-hmm. Ohio is for lovers.
Yep. Yeah, it was them, Mest, and the Ataris.
Yeah,
and
Ataris, excellent band.
And the guy, they were actually the worst band that night because he's so past like being like caring about pleasing fans.
Right.
It's just like, oh, here's a song I just wrote about my girlfriend that has nothing to do with anything and no one cares.
Right.
But like, and it was weird because with the three bands, they rotated who started and who ended. So like they were like the middle band and Mest ended. And it's like, man, people left from listening to the Ataris because they were bad, and then Mest just killed it.
Right.
Mest, a very underrated pop punk band.
Yeah, Mest is great.
Yeah.
Let me ask my standard weekly questions that I typically ask in the chat. I have two go-tos. My first one is Candy Ma'am or Candyman Dan. Who's your favorite? And then you have to say why.
Sorry, Angela. I'd have to say Candyman. Me and Dan really got close, like over the span of like 5 weeks. It seemed like me and him were playing games like from like 8 o'clock to like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, me and you have a special bond, but we talked a lot. We would stop playing games and just like talk to each other afterwards. So we got really close. I mean, I got mad love for you, but I think me and Dan's really close.
I'm glad you chose him, honestly, because he feels the same way about you.
Yeah.
He would be like, babe, I was up so late last night. I was like, let me guess. Bob, really?
Well, we got me and you got close because of it too. So,
Yeah, that's true. You know what? No, you and I bonded over our love of the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
I'm a huge Celtics mark. So
I was like, is this boy tricking me?
No. As you can see on the wall over there.
Yeah, you sent photos or something, and I'm like,
see, like Red Sox and Boston over there. Yeah. I mean,
because that's usually the first thing people say, either, oh, I hate Boston sports, or I love it. And we meet a lot of bandwagon fans that only like New England sports when they're doing well. So I'm like, is he one of those?
No, I'm not. I'm not a bandwagoner, that's for sure.
You're authentic. And then my next question is your favorite movie, and then if you could live in any country, where would it be?
Oh, okay. I would say favorite movie is Casino. I love that movie. So it stems from my love of Vegas and also my love of Scorsese. So it all works out. So
I remember having to put both tapes in for that movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of them 2 tapers, baby.
I've never seen it. I'm like, yeah, I know that.
You know,
Movie.
it, it,
Oh, the old
it's not
struggles.
like Netflix. You just hit a button anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, country wise, I'd probably like to live in England. Yeah.
Isn't that where Harry's from?
Yes.
Well, he's gone from there, so I'm okay to go there now.
Oh, okay, good. I was just
Yeah.
making sure.
You and Harry used to have a pretty good relationship back when you were sending him your FUNTIME juice.
Things go like this.
That video
I'm
was
just
one of
joking.
the
I
first
love
ones.
Harry. He's a good guy.
That was one of the first promos I saw, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, you want me to play this game? What are they doing? And look at me.
Yeah.
So we missed a couple of Twitch questions earlier. Evil Ed wanted to know, fox or sheep?
Oh, that's hard.
Fox or sheep?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't even make sense. I'll go with fox. Screw Polka.
Yeah, basically that's the thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about that. And I believe the creative goon, Pat the Thinker, wanted to know if you
Pat
could be
the
anyone.
Thinker.
Yep. If you could be anyone on the wall behind you, who would you be and why?
Ooh.
Ooh. We'll go with Thor. Because he's sexy.
Start your engines.
Hopefully I got some bits. Hey, someone
You did
pay
it.
some bits for that. Come on now. I'm not drinking for my health here.
See, now I'm one of the weird people that would have went with Hawkeye because like he's far away from the fight and gets to live and have a family, and like dude, Thor lost like an eye and
Yeah, but
gets
he's
destroyed
stuck.
by noobs on video games. Like I can
Yeah.
guarantee you, Hawkeye's not losing on Fortnite. Oh, Evil Ed just
Yeah,
gave us 100
that's-
bits.
I mean, chances are I'd probably lose on Fortnite too because I suck at first person shooters. So or third person shooters for that much. I used to be the best GoldenEye player, but skills diminish over time.
Another 100 bits from. Oh wow, how many gift subs is that?
Oh, okay.
1, 2,
please
3,
don't kill our
4,
friend.
5, 6,
No.
7, 8. Eight gift subs from the Mad Custodian.
All
So
right,
that
guys, you ready?
achieves the
No,
goal.
not.
Start your engines.
Fox.
I mean,
We're gonna be accomplices.
I mean, wouldn't it be the first time? And there is the bottle. Whew.
Well done.
10-year-old Jack Daniels holiday special.
Oh,
Whew.
give me a minute.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
subs, custodian. And bye, man, to the bottle.
I know.
Can you
Bye, man.
can you
the
sign
bottle,
that?
the bottle
You
was
should-
worth more than a booze anyway, so it's all
You
good.
should sign it and mail it to somebody.
Well, no, the bottle's more than the booze.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
then.
the bottle's worth more than booze. So,
Because they
Oh, that's
expect people
cool.
to drink the booze.
oh yeah.
True.
So, yeah. All right, I'm going to actually
Oh.
turn that thing off so people don't keep bidding bits to make you drink when you've already just chugged the bottle.
Oh God, no.
And now he's probably going to go get another bottle.
Whoa, hello. How you doing?
Hello, Daniels, my old friend.
Hello, Daniel's my old friend. So here we go. We have Mellow 27 gold.
All right.
But this one, guys, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
chugging on this one. The
this
sub
is-
goal has been completed.
This is sipping,
Yeah. Custodian said he topped off his honey jack.
right? Honey Jack, come on, man. This is double barreled, double filtered.
Hmm.
All right, so keep the questions coming.
Yeah. So Bombada would like to know, besides Jack, what is your go-to liquor?
I'm a big bourbon whiskey guy. I like Jack because it's cheap, and I end up drinking a lot of it. I can buy like expensive stuff, and I'll just keep it as a showpiece. It's kind of like the Optimist kind of deal.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do with it afterwards, I'll keep it for special occasions. not that many special occasions to drink anymore. So, get a cheap whiskey and drink it. It's not a collector's item. It's there
Yeah.
for enjoyment. Like this, you get this is like $500 on the internet, kids. I just chugged a bottle of it like an idiot. So,
All right. So Master Micah would like to know Knob Creek or Bird Dog.
oh man, I like me some bird dog though. You know, I would say I like Knob Creek. Just because that's another good sipping whiskey. It has like vanilla, caramel, oaky notes to it. So if you let that sit and you let that breathe, you let that steep off some of the, some of the stiffness to it. Put a little ice on it. Perfect. You can get all those notes out of it. It's like sipping wine.
Mm.
All right. So the Beast is pointing out to me that he is owed one shot.
Okay, I will give you a nice sip of this.
Didn't hear
Start
you
your
take a
engines.
shot.
I thought he did.
That was one of the first ones.
No, he did another bits later on.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
fine.
you gotta give the people their money's worth. My wife's gonna be picking me up off the floor later, though.
The headband champion's here, so maybe he can come over and help.
Best friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's always good. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So we got 20 minutes or so left in the show. Let's get some good questions in there from folks. Bombada asking about Johnny Walker Blue.
Johnny Walker Blue is pretty good. I mean, that's also another expensive, kind of bottle. I own a bottle, but I do have a problem with scotches sometimes, being that sometimes they're filtered through peat moss. Uh, Sometimes you get kind of like that skanky, skunky flavor to it. And if you're trying to sip on something, you want something like a Knob Creek where you're going to get different things except for that gym sock kind of smell, that kind of taste.
Yeah.
And the peat moss really, it's like kind of strong sometimes, and some of the scotches, but yeah.
All right. So we have another question from the cannoli in the chat, Zoom chat.
Come on, cannoli baby.
Oh,
Start your engines.
You want it? I know you want it. All right, here you go.
Yeah. Free rides.
Probably, I know you like to play Hero Clicks, obviously Super Show, and
I don't play HeroClix anymore, but yeah.
I know, yeah, you used to, and OG versus system. But like, besides maybe card games, what are some of your favorite board games?
Some of my favorite board games. I do like deck builders. DC Deck Builder was like one of my favorite games. Me and our friend Jesse that passed, we would get together and play that a lot. I like Spartacus and Blood in the Sand. That game's amazing if you want to get a group of friends together and hate each other afterwards. It's all about screwing your fellow person. I like Small World. Yeah, I like a lot of board games. Problem is I'll sit there and I'll quantify it for like hours, to try to figure out how to win the game instead of actually playing the game. So that's why I get drunk and I shut off my brain.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, man.
Because I get trapped in my head a lot. That's why I stutter. That's why I stammer, and that's usually why I can't promo, because my brain gets in the way. But good question, Cannoli.
Yeah, those are some good games. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Big Match Pete would like to know, what do you love about the higher class?
What do I love about the higher club class? I mean, being that we all have our own members only jackets.
You do, like, for real?
No, I was just joking. But
I was like, that wasn't surprising.
sorry for working you. I figured
You
I'd
really worked me.
you gotta pop the boys and gals sometimes. But I think we're all like-minded pretty much for the most part. You know, we try to have fun. You know, that kind of deal. I like being seen as like a senior member of the community, even though I haven't been there as long as most of those people there. Um,
But
and
you're
I
older.
feel even though people bag on us and give us a lot of shit sometimes. I mean, we are well respected, so it's nice,
You're definitely not Impact.
right?
Yeah. The Beast would like to know your favorite non-Transformers '80s cartoon.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Beast, what are you doing to me, man? Thundercats are on the loose. Thundercats are loose. Actually, Masters of the Universe. I like He-Man. So
Yeah. See, I was always a GI Joe fan.
yeah. I mean,
But,
it's almost like it's like weed and weed and liquor. It's you either were a Transformers dude or a
Yeah.
GI Joe dude. You know.
Yeah.
But that's why we had fun playing at each other's houses, because there was always that one guy like, hey, I want to go play some GI Joe. You go over to that kid's house. You want to play some Transformers? You go over to the other kid's house.
Until you had that one friend that always had like the USS flag and shit, and be like,
Oh, I
I got
I
the
mean,
aircraft carrier. Fuck you.
that was a creepy guy down the street that was like, hey, Shunny. I won't talk about that. That's a dark history episode there.
Oh.
Alright, so changing the topic, Evil Ed would like to know who would you like to play in
Hey,
person?
Paperboy.
Oh, fucking Christ.
He sure looks sweet.
Yeah, so Evil Ed would like to know who would you like to play in person?
What was that?
Evil Ed would like to know who would you like to play in person?
Ooh, I played a lot of people in person. I have yet to play a lot of people from Boston because I didn't get to go to FreeCon. So I think playing Dan, that's high on the list. Playing you, we always have good discussions.
Soon.
Playing Angela in person,
I think she thought when you said you were talking about her.
yeah.
I know.
She,
You popped that. I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, Angela. And I'm like,
that's the respect I get. Angela's like, nah, no one will have fun playing Jeff, so we'll just ignore
All
her.
right.
no, he said
Yeah,
Boston first.
Well, yeah.
That's I'd like to play Matt Haas in person. I wonder how I can get him to react to me. Because I'm off the wall.
Yeah. All right. Babada would like to know how many distilleries have you gone on tours of?
I went to a Jack distillery, but not too many, honestly. I didn't get to do the bourbon tour. I want to. So it's on the list of things to do. Unfortunately, all those are in dry counties, so it's like,
Yeah. What's the point?
it's like going to a winery and getting told, "Here's some grape juice."
Yeah, it's weird that like the best distilleries are in dry counties. It's like
Yeah.
seems to make no sense, but
It is what it is.
yeah. All right. The Face would like to know what's your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie or series?
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
All right.
It's intro to Thanos. All right.
Yep.
Done and done.
And it has a great soundtrack.
Amazing soundtrack.
It works so perfectly in the movie that it's.
And
if you're a fan of music, like a good soundtrack can really make a movie. Like High Fidelity. Amazing movie. Sorry. Speaking of movies, the Beast would like to know what's your favorite horror movie.
Favorite horror movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1. Easy.
Angela has disappeared. Yeah. The original one, I imagine, not the bad.
Oh, not the garbage. Actually, time out. I won't call it garbage. It was actually pretty decent, but it was a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it some love, but it's not the original.
What's the coolest thing about Ohio?
Coolest thing about Ohio is me.
besides you, like, why
Matt
Ohio?
Dillon.
Like, why do people settle there? What brought you there? Back from California, or are you originally from Ohio?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Cleveland. I moved out to California with the wife for a job opportunity for her job. I never really been out of Ohio because, like I said, we grew up poor, man. I mean, no money at all. So I got to see different things, and it was a nice life experience.
Yeah,
But
that's
coming home is amazing because being away from people you love and everything for 5 years, it takes a lot out of you. But now that I'm back, I had enough. I want to leave again. So
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding. Yeah. Once the kid gets older, I'll probably, once he flies a coop, we'll probably move away from Ohio again. So.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
That's
like
what
poets once said, there is nothing wrong with Ohio except the snow and the rain because they
Right.
like
Yeah.
Cary and
It's.
like to see
I
the rock and roll
mean,
hole of it.
we got. In the summertime it's humid and it's 90, and then winter it's like zero and 2 foot
so
of snow.
you have very harsh seasons all around, like
Yeah,
all
exactly.
around.
No earthquakes though. So
Yeah.
no earthquakes, very few tornadoes. Housing market is low. It's cheap to live here. I mean, yeah. I mean, our sport teams suck, but hey, whatever. You can just root for the teams where you're from. Or adopt Boston as your favorite teams, like I did when I was a child.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry Bird.
Makes sense. Master Micah wants to know if you have any plans to make it to a Southern convention.
100%. I want to go to PAC South. I want to drink. I want to drink whiskey with the whiskey guy. So I want to see Rafael there. So I definitely want to hang out with Micah. I'm sad that he had some plans canceled. So I'm really sad about that. Yeah, I wanted to go to last year's the year before's PAC South, but things came up at the last minute. So
Problem with being an adult.
yeah, exactly. You gotta do adult shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. We do have a question
God,
from the
I am
general,
wasted.
which I missed a while ago.
Oh, honey.
The general, Lee Wong, would like to know if you could make your dream championship match with the current champs, who would it be, and why aren't you in it?
Uh, so the problem with like putting fun above like title hunting is sometimes you miss some opportunities that could be thrown your way because you want other people to get involved. It came down to a situation where like for Midwest Coast title, um, Dave really wanted to throw me in, but Cannoli wasn't in it, and I was like, I feel like Anthony's been doing the best in our group in our area, and he's like, well, he's kind of like in the Pittsburgh. I'm like, no, he's from RBW. I'm like, give the shot to Anthony. I hate him, but at the same time, give him a shot. He knows I love him. He already knows. I just talk shit. So
He's crying behind his
and,
Christmas tree right now, I think.
and
Love you too, Bob.
love you too, Perry. It it's just I don't think I need a belt, and I mean the only belt I kind of want is the intergalactic one because I think it's pretty and it has gems on it, just like Thanos. So I can't really go after Sal right now since he's my little brother. So if he ever loses that thing, prepare. That's all I'm saying because I will go gorilla style at that.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you won't. It won't be so fun for the person.
Well,
going for it.
the grill.
But
You heard it here
if I
first.
want if I want a title, short form, if I want a title, I go for Intergalactic because I think it's a nice title.
Wow. I have a question. What does Khalees wear in real life?
Uh, so I one time I seen him show up in a hoodie,
What?
and he took off the hoodie and he had a three-piece suit underneath it. My mind was blown. And then one time he got so drunk over Dave's house that he ripped off his dress shirt. There's a dress shirt underneath it. The man knows, he's always prepared. He lives the gimmick.
That's awesome.
So if you ever see Calais in like a SRG shirt or a Super Show shirt, check underneath. He probably has a three-piece suit underneath it.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. All right.
Any other salacious things? Come on, I'm drunk. I got to get the gab right now.
Yeah, Micah would like to know if you think that on April 30th there will be a new Deep South champion.
Both those guys can kiss it.
I mean, you're 50%.
Oh, wait. Time out. I thought it was Polka and Brain. Micah,
No, Harry and
I'm rooting fully for you, brother. Go for it, man. Get out of here. Draw a line like this. And I'd probably draw a line like this right now, too.
well, no, you draw a line like this and you go. I mean, that's a cannoli line. That's a cannoli line. Sorry.
You were way too good at that.
That's some pixie dust right there, bro.
I'm 40 years old.
Snowman. Bump. Any other salacious craziness?
Bumps. I mean, people are behind us a bit in the chat, so it might take a minute for them to catch up.
We haven't had a question from Nightmare King. Can we have a question from the Nightmare King?
Does the Nightmare King have a question?
Mikey? You're allowed to speak now.
Unfortunately, my phone was going a little chaotic, but okay.
Do you have any questions?
Start your engines.
Yeah, I got a question for Go Fun Time, Bob. I'm going to throw one at you. If you were in the WWE and you had an opportunity to team up with someone for either Raw, SmackDown, or NXT tag team titles, who would be your tag team partner and which brand would you go for?
That's a really good question. I think since we just released Tucker, I think I'd had to recreate Heavy Machinery with our little Pucka Shomi over there. So I'd go with the tag team titles with that guy whose name is escaping my brain right now. Otis, thank you. I was thinking of his Indies name, not his shoot name, not his gimmick name. I think Otis is fun. I don't think I could do the caterpillar anymore because my back's kind of messed up. But I'd have fun, posing, doing the, behind them. I'd win those titles real quick. Thanks for your question, Mike.
No problemo.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Always comes with the good questions.
He does.
All right, so we touched on music a bit. So why don't we go with what would, if you could, live or dead, what would be your favorite 3-band lineup for a concert?
What, three-band lineup?
Yep, from any genres and living, dead.
Okay. Whew.
That's a really heavy question.
Sucks.
Who doesn't have an answer for this one? Like, go.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. I would say Hank Williams Sr.
Oof, yes.
Just because, amazing.
I used to call him the original emo.
Yeah, just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's actually perfect emo.
Yeah, I used to wear a shirt to Warped Tour all the time.
Oh yeah, just amazing.
Yes.
Oh my god. Man, Fox, we need a drink sometime. You can drink your Diet Pepsi and I'll
Okay.
drink,
Yeah.
and we'll listen to some Hank records.
Yeah. Mania, baby.
I would say Elvis because
Yeah.
I mean, unstoppable showman.
God, yes.
You can't really mess with that. Um, I would say Tom Petty.
Mm.
You know, I saw him
I
once.
feel we're made in heaven here, man.
Yeah, Tom Petty, like just amazing.
Yes.
Like when I went to go see him, it was like Good to Be King just came out on the radio, so he's
Okay.
pushing that more.
Yeah.
So he didn't really play some of his callbacks or anything like that.
That was what, around 2010 ish.
Yeah, yeah, and he played, you know, he didn't really play 70s or 80s stuff. Um, I think he was really playing good stuff in 2015, and he was doing more jam band stuff. I saw this one uh, show on AXS, you know, the All Access one. Beautiful show, and I ended up recording it. And I ended up actually dubbing the sound onto my phone and turn it into an MP3 file because it was so amazing. Because I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
It transferred to music, but I would say I'd be comfortable with those three.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but Tom Petty was my favorite artist of all time, and
Oh,
like so, like to the extent where like when he passed away, my close friends were giving me condolences
No.
mhm.
because of like how much of an influence. Because there was a point where I owned every single studio CD he came out. I think
Yeah.
until he died. Even though like no one uses CDs anymore, I would still keep
Yeah.
buying them.
That Traveling Wilburys was kind of expensive, wasn't it?
No, actually, so in the neighborhood I lived in, we have this little CD store there. So
Mhm.
in around early 2000s, they had a used CD thing bin, and
Yeah,
I got it for $5.
nice.
It was
When people would trade
awesome.
those into my record stores,
Yeah,
I would take it. I would buy it for $5 and I'd sell it on eBay for like $300 because they were,
yeah.
you know. And then
They were
we got a
amazing
cutout
band.
bin once, and I got like 10 of them for like $2.50,
Oof.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
$2.50. Yeah, so I was like,
that's awesome.
yeah.
I
I mean,
did.
it's an amazing album.
Yeah.
Traveling Wilburys was like an absolutely amazing band.
Hmm.
Like
I mean, it
amazing.
just, geez, Jeff Beck, God, everyone,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Jeff Lynne,
Hmm.
Roy
Jeff
Orbison,
Lynne, sorry.
Yeah, George
Yeah.
Harrison, and Bob Dylan.
Hmm.
Yeah, amazing lineup, and it's always great when I'm working in a supermarket and like it comes on the air and it's like, wow, you don't usually hear us that often, but when you do,
Right.
it's just like a magical combo of people. All right, so we are at 7:30. So why don't we give
Okay.
a couple minutes for people to have any final questions?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I have a final question.
sure.
Okay.
Do you have advice for like new people in this community, or maybe people who like take the game a little bit too seriously? I know you
Um,
gave me some advice before I did the CCC. You were like, Angela, like, don't get your feelings invested too much. It can be really difficult, so just have fun. And I really
mhm.
took that advice to heart and did what I could to just enjoy the promo part of it.
Mhm.
So, like, what would you tell other people that are just getting involved?
You know, honestly, if you're just not a horrible person, you know, and you're just supportive of others, you can make it far in this community. If you really care about, if you care about the community really, and not just about yourself and for selfish reasons, uh, that's how you make it in this community. Um, I tried to reach out to almost everyone, make sure they're having fun. I mean, anyone in the chat can say, "Oh, Bob's been up in my DMs," you know, or anything like that. And that's mostly because, you know, I, like talking to people.
Yeah.
I like to make sure people are having fun, even if they're having a bad day. I like to check in on them. Um, Also, no one in this community is above reproach either. So, I mean, it's fair game. If people are having fun, doing storylines, don't act like you're too cool for school. I mean, it's real simple, you know. I mean, just have fun, you know. I mean, the only person who's like off limits in this community is Marcel, and that's for obvious reasons, you know, because he can't really respond to anyone. You know, I mean, but you know, like if you want to like try to go at someone, you know, try to have fun with them. You know,
Yeah.
they're trying to have fun. Give them the same respect. You know, I everyone's just so wound too tight, and I mean, it could be the current you know, the current, you know, status of the world right now, but it's it sucks to like crap on someone else's fun just because you don't think it's cool or something like that. You know, just have fun. That's all I can say.
Well said, friend.
Yeah.
All right. So with that message, we will end the show. This was a
No,
great
I'm
episode.
drunk. Oh, look
No,
at
he's right where we want him.
Well, see, that's when the after hours chat goes on in the Zoom that they don't know about.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So our guest for next week isn't fully nailed down, but if it goes through, which I hope it will be probably one of the biggest guests of the time. So tune in next week.
come on, I'm 440 pounds. There's no bigger than LFF.
Fair. And
The
we're not
only
off the
person
air yet.
bigger is
But
kicked everyone off their Facebook page.
Oh man.
yeah. Anyway, so we will catch you all next week.
Yeah.